I was thumbing through my vinyls and I was thinking to myself, there's got to be a better way to figure out what I have in my collection. Being an analog medium, I had to just check everything physically. It was not very efficient. I was wasting time. I was buying records in duplicates on accident. I was selling things that I thought I had duplicates. So when a collection gets large enough, like mine, you run into these problems and you really need kind of a way to manage it. So, record keeper, digitizing your vinyls is much easier. There are a number of input methods, but probably the main one is you can just snap a photo, as simple as that, of your vinyl, and it will identify it for you and add it to your collection just with a simple photo.
So we can go ahead and get started with the demo here. I'll go ahead and open up the app, and I'm taken straight into my collection. I've already been logged in because I'm an existing user. So on this collection page, there are various things you can do. So the first way we can add a record to our collection is by using image recognition. So I'll be adding this one to my collection. And so I'll go ahead and just take a picture of the cover, and we will send that cover off to our model that will determine what record it is. And as you can see, it got the right one. So yes, this is the record I want. You can see all of the data about the album, including the tracks. And when we go back to our collection and go to the end here, we can see that it is indeed added to our collection. The second way is via barcode scan. So if you swipe up there on the button, it gives you access to a barcode scanner. I'll go ahead and scan the barcode down there at the bottom, and that'll be sent off as a query, and we get the correct album back. And once again, we can see all the metadata about the album on this page. Go back and see that it is added there at the end as well. The third and final way would be via query, which, as you can see right there in the middle of the screen, we can type in a search query and get a result from that as well. I'll be adding this album 7 by Beach House, so I'll go ahead and type that in, and we send that query off. And in just a second, we get the correct album back, and it is added to our collection. Another feature on this page is that we can add our own sub collection, what we call crates. So if we click this drop down, add a crate, we can name it. So if I wanted to make a crate with hip hop in it, I could do that if I wanted to. Another feature that we have is deleting them, so it's pretty simple. For the current crate, you click this drop down, delete, and it'll ask you if you want to delete it. Go ahead and say yes, and it'll delete that crate. And the other feature here is a filter by genre function. So if you click this button, you'll get a drop down that shows you all the records, genres that you've got in your collection and how many are in each genre. So I've got a few hip hop records here, and you can also take that off by holding the button, and the genre filter is now gone. The next part of the app I will be showing is the networking aspect, a friends network. So as you can see, I've got a list of friends here, and if I wanted to view one of their profiles, I can click on Jay, and I'm able to see Jay's collection, his overall collection, and I can see all the records he's got in there. I can view metadata about them by tapping on them, and I can see his bio, his information, and what he's spinning. He's not currently spinning anything right now, but if I go down on the bottom right here and click my own profile, you can see that I am spinning this record in my collection, which we just added, and that is easily changeable by selecting here. If I wanted to change it to 7, click that, and that's updated for everybody that can see my profile, and my collection is down there as well. And that's about it for this part of the demo. Annie will be showing the data visualization part next.
Hey there everybody, my name is Annie, and I am thrilled to give you a sneak peek into the data visualization feature on Record Keeper. So when we first enter the home page, we are given the options to search for an artist name and the track title, or just the artist. Furthermore, we're given the option to find samples, remixes, covers, or all three for our inputs. So let's get started here. Now let's say we're listening to the Fugees song Ready or Not and recognize the beat from the song as a sample. So first in here we will type in Fugees, and then for the track title we will put Ready or Not. And since it's samples that we are looking for, we will click right here for samples and press Explore Now. Alright, so we got 5 nodes loaded, and as you can see here, the arrows are all color-coded by who sampled who. For example, in this one, we have that Ready or Not by Fugees had sampled Buffalo Soldier by Bob Marley. Or in this one, we see that Mel Made Me Do It by Stormzy is a sample of, or had sampled Ready or Not by Fugees. Now let's say that none of these are the sample that we are looking for. We can click right here on Load More, and it'll load up to 3 more nodes at a time. It'll continually load it until we have got all of the samples down, and then this button will disappear. Now let's move on to another sample. This time we are just going to look up our favorite artist of all time, which is Pink, obviously. And we will press for all connections and click Explore Now. All right, and here we can see furthermore how the connections are color coordinated. So for this one, we have that Feel Good Time is a remix of a Pink song. Pink covers Don't Give Up by Peter Gabriel. And right here we see that Pink samples Fields of Gold by Sting. Or we can continually load more. And that is it for the data visualization. Thank you so much.
The Record Keeper project built using a range of diverse technologies. The backend of the project was built using the Django REST framework along with the Postgres database engine. The image recognition algorithm and the data visualization software also run on the backend and were written in Python 3 using sentence transformers and Plotly. The backend was deployed as a few microservices running in Docker containers, with the Green Unicorn as the web server. The majority of data was provided by MusicBrainz, with the additional data from Discog and WhoSample. For the front end, we used the Flutter and Dart to build an Android app in the MVC architecture. And finally, we used the GitLab for code revision and versioning.